Hello everyone, my name is Michaela, Cinematic Stitches here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel all about cross stitch and other crafty things if I decide to talk about them, which there will be some other crafty things talked about today. But like I said, this is mainly a cross stitch channel. That is mainly what we'll be covering, and let's just get on into things, shall we? I hope you've all been doing well. October is somehow over. I'm filming this November 3rd. Is it the 3rd or is it the 2nd? I think it's the 3rd. Yeah, already. I was desperately trying to start filming before the sunset, and sunset's in 5 minutes, so, you know, I just didn't want the video to be like extremely dark, but it will probably be getting progressively darker as we go along. We're just gonna have to deal with that. I've been doing well. I was sick a little while ago. That was annoying. Still kind of like drained from it, but we're mustering the energy to do our video. Things are gonna be great. It's gonna be really good. So let's start things off, shall we? I have a start and a finish. I actually have a start and a fully finished object. I can't show it to you because I started it, finished it, fully finished it, and gave it to one of my coworkers for her birthday. But I can show you a picture. Here it is. I'm going to put it right here. There it is. Yay! So this is a self-drafted pattern. I can't remember the program I used. I'll put the program down below. But this is Hornet, which is a character from Hollow Knight. Who is one of my friend's favorite characters from that game. So I decided it'd be nice to stitch it for her birthday. So I did. And I just found a cute image of this character online. Pretty simple. It's a very simple looking character, nice smooth lines. Only 4 colors. 5 colors, pardon me. 5 colors used. But I stitched that on an 18 count Aida. It stitched up real quick, which was great. And yeah, I was able to give it to her earlier this week. So super cute. Hornet. Started, finished, done. Out the door. I do have another start I can show you though. That's actually here in person. I haven't finished it yet, but boy am I close. So earlier this month, I started this pattern by the Victoria Sampler, designed by Kathy Jean, for the Victoria Sampler. It's called Jacko Juggle Spell. It's the Halloween Bitty Buttons number 3. It looks like this. I bought this from Acorns and Threads when I was in Portland in April of this year, and I just thought the pattern looked so cute. I had to do it. So I got the pattern, and it came with a little package of all the threads. And this is where I'm at with it. I'm so close to being done. Look at that. So cute. I love her. Got one of her arms done. I still need to do the very base here, and then her other arm and hand, adhere the buttons, do her wispy hair, but then she's done. And I think she's looking pretty good. So I did this on, I think I did it on a 32 count. Let me get my notes. Yep. No, I lied. It is a 28 count dirty linen. I don't know what the maker is, just says dirty linen. But there it is. So cute. I'll get it a little closer for you. Again, I did that with the threads that this little half kit came with. And I think they're all Weeks dye works. No, it's a mix. There's Gentle Arts and Weeks in this, and then some Krynic, which I haven't put in yet, but I think there's going to be some Krynic thread, a little buckle on her hat, and I do believe her fingernails will also be Krynic. But I'm so close to finishing her. I was going to put her away, and I'm like, no, I should just finish this. So I'm going to be working on this for a few more days, just kind of here and there between other projects, and I should be able to finish the next time we have a Flosstube. But I love her. She's so cute. It was a great Halloween stitch. Okay, that's it for starts. We can move on to whips now. I think it's gonna be a quick video. Not just because I'm trying to beat the setting sun over here, but because I really don't have a ton to talk about. So let's get into the whips, shall we? So the first whip is one of my favorites. I It's been called on my whip go board a few times this year, and I am nowhere close to hitting those goals. So I'm attempting to finish them by the end of the year. We'll just see how it goes. So the piece that I'm working on is Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow, which is this pattern here. Sorry for the glare. It is a Mondo pattern from Carriage House Samplings. I love it. It's so beautiful. And I'm stitching mine on a 32 count light mocha. I'm stitching it with DMC threads. And here is what I have. Oh, I'll put a picture up of where I was before. The last time I touched this was in August. So I'd finished most of the first block outside of the back stitch, and I'd started on the tree and some of the crows. Yeah, baby. Sorry. It's a chatty boy. Anyway, tree, some crows, that's where we were the last time I touched it, and here we are now. So as you can see, got a fair amount more done. I finished the trees like little loopy branches up here. I started on the green of the hill, and I've got this grave in. I still need to add in the like the lettering on the grave, but it is looking pretty good. Sorry, it's kind of difficult to see. I can kind of see through this fabric. There we are. And as you can see, there's the first block, which is mostly done. Just needs to have the back stitch in. But I'm having so much fun with this. Like, I love this project. It's huge, big color blocks, but you know what? It makes it really easy to stitch. So even though it's gonna take me a while, because again, I'm not the fastest stitcher, I find this kind of stitching really relaxing, at least. I'm not having to change my thread color over and over again, which is like huge for me, because it's boring. I find it so tedious having to, and I know I could probably like be a little more efficient about it and line up a bunch of needles with different threads that I need for the project, but it's just not who I am. I'm using one needle the whole time. So anyway, this project's great for that because it's just like lots of big chunks of the same color. So yeah, Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow. I am going to try to finish this block this month. I don't know if that's going to happen for me. I'll definitely be able to finish half of it because I would say I'm almost at the halfway point of this block already. Nearly there anyway. So I'll at least get that done. I'm hoping to get the rest of block 2 and then all the back stitching in for these 2 blocks in by the end of the year. We'll see if that happens. That was my whip go goal. I'm hoping to make it, but if I don't, it's not the end of the world. It's gonna be fine. So I've been working on this. Next up, I wanted to put some time into my Wizards Inventory Sal, which is a stitch along being run by the Sewing Starfish. And I really have not done a lot on this since I started it, but I wanted to include it in my Dark October stitching because I think like wizards, dark magic, dark fantasy kind of stuff. I thought it went really well with the theme of the month. I am stitching this on 28 count Mystic by Picture This Plus. Here's what the pattern looks like now. You can see there's a lot of motifs here. It looks fantastic. I gotta say, this pattern is so cool. Every little motif that is released has like a little, like some flavor text, like a little story into how like it fits in with the wizard in the center. So it's super cool. I highly recommend this project from Sewing Starfish. It's amazing. This is where I was before. As you can see, just really the top, like some of the top border, and I had started on the dragon, and I was determined to finish at least that motif, and thankfully I did. So this is where I got. The dragon is complete. And let me tell you, color changes galore. But it really adds a beautiful effect. There are so many different reds in the dragon and the fireball. And it just works to add so much depth to the piece. I really love it. So took quite a bit of time, but I think fully worth it. It looks gorgeous. I'm happy to have that done. I'm gonna do a little pose. I'm gonna do a little pose with it. Let's pose with our dragon. Oh my God. Ah. Isn't it beautiful? Ah. I love it. It looks so cool. And like, talk about gorgeous fabric, am I right? Like the coloring on that is so nice. I really like it. Mystic, picture this plus. Mwah. It's a real pain in the butt to stitch on though, I'll say that. Even though it's a 28 count, like, you know, it should be easy. It's not. Like the dark dye makes it really hard. I think it's made the weave quite tight. So I'm used to it now, but initially when I was stitching on this project, I was like, oh boy, this is, it's very difficult to see where the holes are. But you know what? I've made it work. We've got a dragon. I'm probably not going to touch this again this year, but I'm happy to at least have the dragon done. So that's really cool. I think like the next, I think there's like supposed to be a frog down here, and that might be the next motif I move on to because that would be very cute. I love a frog. Okay, we've got 2 more whips to talk about. I also worked on the Dark Queen of the Earth, which was a stitch along that finished up, I think it was August is when it finished. This was from Autumn Lane Stitchery. The pattern looks like this. She is absolutely glorious, just so beautiful. I was here the last time we spoke. I don't have a picture of the whole queen because I refuse to move my Q-snap. Because I'm working in one area and I just don't want to like continue. Like I loosen my Q-snap when I put it away, but I don't want to have to like continually replace the snaps every time I go. So anyway, that's why you aren't seeing the whole queen right now. She's all rolled up in this, but this is where we are today. So there we go. So as you can see, I worked on the browns up here and here and a little bit here as well. So this is where I was working. You can tell there's going to be a nice little mushroom here, a flower there. I think the next time I pick this up, I'm going to do my best to finish this section because really there's only like, I have to fill this section in. There's a little bit that goes beneath here. There's the flower, there's the mushroom, and that's it. So I think I should be able to finish that in a few days at my rate. I know some people move faster than that, but that's fine. That's not me. It's not me, baby. I'm slow going. But I love this. I love this piece so much. Something about working on this that I find extremely relaxing. I don't know what it is, but I think it's just seeing it all come together. It's so gorgeous. Here, we'll just get it a little closer for you so you can see. So yeah, I just really love working on this piece. I think it's so beautiful. I didn't mention, but this fabric is actually from Under the Sea Fabrics. This was one of the 2 options that they had offered with this sale as like the official fabrics. It's called Gilded Oak. It's in a 32 count and I love it. I think it's a really, really, really pretty fabric. Great coloring, really makes the queen pop, you know? So yeah, there she is, the queen. Okay. So my final whip for October was All Treats, No Tricks by the Witchy Stitcher. I started this in August for, I think it was like Witchy Stitcher Day or Stitchy for Witchy, some hashtag to support the Witchy Stitcher. Started in August. I could probably look this up. I'm not going to. I'll include it in the notes below. But this is my Stitchy for Witchy piece that I had started back in August. Pattern looks like this. It is really lovely. I love it so much. I got this as a kit from the Witchy Stitcher's store, and it came with some fox and rabbit linen and cottage garden threads, and it's just so lovely. And back in August, I just had like the teensy tiniest little start. Like here it is. Very sad. Just like a couple lines of purple. And I had big plans for it. I had plans to work on it for 3 days in October, but you know what? I worked on it for 1 day. Yeah, I worked on it on the 29th because the 30th and 31st, just nothing was happening. 29th, I was watching Dawn of the Dead. I could stitch. That was great. 30th was a good day, actually. I went for hot pot after work. And I went to a Monster Effects museum. That was great, but no time for stitching. And Tuesday, Halloween, same thing. Too busy. No stitchy time. I was playing a game that night. not stitching. So that's fine, but I was a bit sad that I didn't get any more progress on it. This is where I am. You know, we got a little more going on. We got a pant leg and the outline of some, I think some buttons and the start of a suspender. So better than before, yeah. And like, God, look at how beautiful those threads are. The variegation is just really stunning in this. Like, I love the variation of color as you move through it. Sorry, I didn't say, but this, like I mentioned, this is fox and rabbit linen. The color is fossil, I believe. Yep, it's a 28 count fossil linen. And as mentioned, it's with cottage garden threads, who are just lovely. But yeah, it's really small. It's sad. I am the kind of person to do Halloween stitching year round though. It's just my thing. I like creepy things. Like, look who we have on my shirt. I just love it. So, this will likely come out again next year before Halloween. Like, I'm not going to wait until October to stitch on this again. At least that's what I'm planning now. Because I'd like to have it finished for Halloween next year. I don't know if that's going to be a thing I actually attempt to do, because not that the stitch is not that the stitch is huge, but there is like quite a lot more that I would still need to do. But regardless, I would love to have it finished for next October. I don't think that'll happen, but we can hope. We can hope. Yeah. Anyway, that's actually it for my whips. Let's talk about haul now. Let's do my haul. It's very small, hardly a haul, more like a sprinkling of cross-stitch goodies. So the first one is I finally got my Fox and Rabbit fabric for the, nope, this is not it. This is it. I got my Fox and Rabbit fabric for the Lola Crow Creepy Christmas Ornament Stitch Along. That actually started today. She just released the first pattern. Here it is. I think she's releasing 6 ornaments in total. I think these guys are called Creepy Carolers. They're so cute. I'm not gonna start stitching them until December, most likely. And who knows how many ornaments I'm gonna finish before Christmas, but we'll see. I have some very ambitious Christmas starts planned this year, because I only have one Christmas whip. I don't have any other Christmas projects. So I had initially planned to start 3. Then I also have the Evertote Christmas Countdown sampler. So every day you get a new part of the pattern. I have that package. I think I showed that in my last Flosstube. Then I signed up for this Lola Crow ornament thing. And like I said, I got my fabric. As you can see, that's Fox and Rabbit Elephant Run 36 count linen. It is a beautiful gray. It's gonna look so good. I just need to cut this into 6 equal pieces for my ornaments. And I'll be on my way. But yeah, so how many starts is that? That's 5 starts. And I'll have actually a 6th one as well, because I signed up for the Jingle Ball. So excited. I was on the fence about doing it last year, and I just never ended up signing up. I think I was busy that weekend. It just didn't happen. This time around, I wanted to sign up because it sounded fun, and I liked the exclusive patterns that were released last year, and I thought the classes looked really cool, and I saw this one awesome class for, it's a Liz Matthews pattern called Santa's Night. This is what the pattern looks like. So this has been purchased. I need to source everything for this pattern. They don't ship kits outside of the US. So in Canada, we just got the PDF version of the pattern, which is great. So I have to source all my own floss, and well, I think you would have had to source the floss and fabric anyway. The kit, would you have? No, you probably got everything in the kit. Don't listen to me. But I have to source everything. So the materials to like make this whole thing and finish it. It's a finishing class is what I've signed up for. This is like really, my brain is still tired from the sickness. Just ignore me. But I signed up for a finishing class. So I am meant to finish this Santa's Night pattern by the class, which is December 2nd, and we're gonna finish it in the class, and it's gonna be turned into a tree. So I need to find like the base for the tree, like a dowel, fabric, I need to find styrofoam, blah, 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 all of it. So I've started doing that, and thankfully in my stash, I had a fabric that I think will work quite well because as you can see, this is stitched on a blue fabric. And I have something called Witching Hour from Seraphim Linen. It is a 28 count fabric, and I think it'll work pretty good. It's kind of giving me like a bluey, kind of misty night look. That's not quite the right color, but take my word for it, it is blue. It's kind of like a worn denim look. So anyway, this kind of goes into plans too. I'm starting this tomorrow because if I have any hope of finishing it by December 2nd, I got to get on this like right away. So yeah, I purchased my ticket to the Jingle Ball, my ticket to the class. I got the pattern, I got all the stuff. So I'm going to be starting that tomorrow on this linen. Can you kind of tell? It's sort of, I really should get like a board to put up against this so you can tell. Yeah, well, it's not really reading blue to me. It kind of reads gray in this camera, but that's fine. It is blue. So, okay, I got that. And the final thing I purchased, I couldn't not. As soon as I saw this on my Instagram, I was like, oh no. So I have never done one of the yearly Modern Folk embroidery sales before. I've seen them. I have purchased Fruits of Plenty, and that was supposed to be my New Year, New Start for 2024. And then Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery had to go out there and put up this gorgeous pattern called No Time Like the Present. That is what it's called, right? No Time Like the Present, that's what it's called. Look at this, it's beautiful. So I was like, oh, well, okay, screw Fruits of Plenty. We're working on this. It's so beautiful. And I think I'm gonna work it in this exact colorway, which I believe is supposed to be Fallow Red and Great Lakes from Roxy Floss Co. Right? Yes, Roxy Floss Co. So I'm gonna have to buy those threads from Evertote. I have them, but I don't have nearly enough skeins to do a project of this size. But it just blew me away. Like the stag is so gorgeous. I love the squirrels. Love like the big like starry sky in the center. It's so beautiful. So I purchased the PDF. I'm gonna have to get my thread, but this is what we're starting January 1st. I don't know when I'm gonna start Fruits of Plenty. Sometime, because I love that pattern, but no, we're doing this one first. I wasn't even, you know, part of me was like, I wonder what he's gonna release. You know, I probably won't stitch it because like Reaching Skyward came out this year, and it's a beautiful pattern, but it's just not really me. So I was not interested in stitching it, and I don't want to say kind of hoping, but I was kind of hoping that next year's pattern would be the same thing so I could focus on Fruits of Plenty, but alas, he had to release something absolutely stunning. Not to say that all his patterns are absolutely stunning. There's not all of them are my style. This one, however, this is me. So we're working on that. So anyway, that is it for the things I have purchased. Let's talk about plans. So I already kind of covered that. Like I said, tomorrow I am going to be starting Santa's Night by Liz Matthews on this fabric. It's going to look so cute. Can't wait to do it. I have all the threads, so I've got everything I need at least to start that project. And for the rest of the month, I'm just going to be sourcing the finishing materials that I will actually need for the class. What else am I going to be doing? Okay, so November is going to be kind of a mix of autumn stitching and catching up on my goals. So I want to go back in. I want to spend more time on Autumn Cloche, more time on September's Revenge. I'll be putting the pictures up here so you can see what those look like. But yeah, Autumn Cloche, September's Revenge, and also The Richest Season by Twin Peak Primitives, which I absolutely adore. I want to spend a few more days on each of those pieces this month. I also want to spend more time on Hawkrun Hollow. So those are my major goals. I've also got Whip Go, which is what I'm going to try to tackle when I'm in Portland. So I'm going to be in Portland next week. I'm leaving on the Wednesday and spending a few days there. So while I'm away, I'm going to be bringing with me We're Made for Each Other, which is this piece that I showed in my last video. I have 5 days to work on that. Which will be great. I really don't know how much stitching I'm going to get done in Portland, but I'm bringing it with me. Like, I'm going with a friend. We're planning just like a super chill, like, walk around, eat a bunch of good food, and sit in the hot tub at our Airbnb type thing. Like, it's not going to be a stressful vacation at all. So I'm hoping to have some downtime for stitching. So I will be bringing this to work on. And I'm also going to be bringing with me, what is it called? Sorry, it's called the Castle Homecoming Sal from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, because it's so cute. I feel like I've barely done anything on it. I finished Merlin in September, I think is when I finished him. But I wanna see if I can at least get the bridge done. This is the current state of it right now. We need to be working on it a little more, because they've released a lot more parts than where I am right now. I think I'm on like dear God, I think I'm on part 2. Technically. We're a little behind, but it's fine. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. It's cute. It's going to be done one day. But I'll be bringing those 2 projects with me to Portland. I'm probably going to be picking up some projects when I'm in Portland, because of course I'm going to be going to Acorns and Threads. I love that store. It's just so nice to be able to actually like go into a store to look at fabric and threads. What a concept. And pick up like physical patterns. How nice. So I'm going to be going to Acorns and Threads and kitting up a couple projects while I'm there. One of the Christmas starts I want to do is Christmas Garden. I don't know what I'm going to stitch it on. I don't know what threads I'm going to pick, but I just want to stitch it. I have the Blackbird Designs book that it's in. I think that book's called Home for the Holidays. And it's just so beautiful. Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch finished it earlier this year, or she might have, sorry, I think she fully finished it earlier this year. I think it was technically already done, but it's just so stunning, and I really want to work on it. So we're gonna kit it up with like some fancy floss. I've decided I want some like, I love DMC, but for this one I want some pretty variegated floss, because I think it'll look lovely. And yeah, I think that's it for my plans. Yeah. Okay, well, before we move on to what I've been reading, watching, and playing, I want to tell you about some sewing I've done. I have been a busy bee. Let me just say that. In the past couple weeks, I have made 2 pillowcases and, oh my, how many pouches? 9. I think I've made 9 pouches. 6 Halloween pouches and, well, no, they're all Halloween pouches. 6 pouches of one Halloween fabric and 3 pouches of another. Here's a picture of all of that all together on my table. I have since given away the 6 kind of bluey Halloween pouches in there. I still have the 3 pumpkin ones. So here's one up close so you can see. I made these ones for friends. I was supposed to give it to them a couple weeks ago, but I was ill, so I did not go to see them, because I like sharing things with my friends, but I'm not going to be sharing my germs, because that's just rude. Don't want to be infecting people. Nasty, right? So anyway, I made this. It's so cute. It's stuffed with candy. They're just going to have to eat some Halloween candy out of season, but I wanted to show you the inside because I love the inside. Look at it's bats. Bats! So I've got 3 of these, giving these to some friends. And a friend of mine requested that I make her some pillowcases. So I went to Dresso in Vancouver, which is like this massive fabric store downtown. And I found the cutest autumnal fabric. And I made her some, I don't know, what do you call this style of pillowcase? It's like it sort of swallows the pillow and you like tuck it in. I made her a pillowcase out of this fabric. Look at how cute this is. It's a baby mouse. sleeping bear, a hedgehog, a fox, and a squirrel. Oh my god. I love it. So yeah, we got 2 pillowcases made. They look awesome. I'm gonna give them to her next week when she comes into town. And yeah, should fit her pillows incredibly. If she gave me the correct measurements, I'm sure she did. I'm sure she gave me the correct measurements. But yeah, I just love it. I do have some of this fabric left over, so I might make myself, like, I don't know, a little pouch or something with it, but isn't it so cute? Anyway, that's what I've been up to sewing wise. So that's it for crafty stuff. I'm just gonna quickly talk about a couple other things I've been doing, but if you were just here to listen about cross stitch, other crafty things, you are now free to leave. You've been released. If you liked what you saw, you're new here today, like my video, give me a subscribe if you enjoy this, you want to see a little more. Subscribe. You get my videos every 3 weeks. And oh, if you're going to the Jingle Ball, let me know. Put a comment below. I would love to know who else is going. Maybe I'll run into you in one of the stitching rooms that are set up. Okie dokie. So that's that. Let's talk about what I have been reading, watching, and playing. I have not finished any books since last month. I went like a little crazy with how much I was reading, and then I just like fully stopped. I am technically reading something. 1 second, let me just grab it. Okay, so I am reading a book right now. I have barely started it, but it is The Shining Girls by Lauren Beukes. Very high-tech, fancy bookmark here. Sushi order. But I got this book actually from the wonderful Britches Got Stitches. She sent me this a few months ago. Thought I'd like it, and I can tell you, I like it. Thank you so much, Natasha. So sweet. So anyway, I've really been enjoying it. Like I said, I've really only just started, but I have been pulled in immediately. So I can't wait to keep going on that. That's what I'm reading. I'm not reading anything else. I haven't finished any of the books. I'll report back on this book once I'm done. Okay, what have I been watching? So much trash. I watch almost exclusively horror movies in October, and I love all horror. It could be total garbage, and I'll watch it, and I love it. One film I watched, which I don't know if I should call it good, but it certainly was a lot of fun. I had never seen it before. I don't even want to say the original, because I think it's the only one. I don't think they've done any sequels. Maybe they have. I'll stop talking about it. Killer Klowns from Outer Space. I finally watched Killer Klowns from Outer Space, which always to me seemed like such a stupid movie. Like, I'm like, how could that be like any good at all? And I'm here to tell you, this movie is fantastic. It is so campy and weird, and my God, they had a lot of fun with it. I'll just say that. Like, the story is these aliens who look exactly like circus clowns land and start turning people into cotton candy. They basically try to wipe out an entire town, harvesting people, turning them into big cotton candy things that they eat. There are so many creative clown-themed deaths in this film. Someone's eaten by a shadow monster. There's a death by pie. I mean, it's so creative. The art direction is really fantastic. Beautiful colors. I really liked this movie. So I'm here to recommend Killer Klowns from Outer Space if you want a ridiculous yet fun good time. Yeah, I watched a bunch of other stuff too, but that's what I can recommend. If you want to see what else I've been watching, I keep track of that in the Letterboxd app. I don't know how many people actually use this thing, but I've linked it below if you want to see what I'm watching on a near daily basis. And yeah, other than movies, I haven't really been watching a lot of TV. I am still desperately trying to catch up on all my Flosstube that I have, I fell behind sometime in August. I keep on top of like new videos as they come in, but there's like a backlog I haven't watched. But one Flosstuber who I started watching a couple months ago, I guess he had been posting videos a few years before, took a little bit of a break, and is back now. I love him. His name is Chris Crossstitch. He's got quite the following. He is a delight. Seriously, I find him so welcoming. He's funny, beautiful stitching, absolutely gorgeous projects. He calls everyone like, you know, his Flosstube watchers, he calls them like his neighbors. You know, you're part of his little Flosstube neighborhood. He's just so very sweet, and he's a great storyteller too. There's always like this little story segment about his life in his Flosstubes, and I am just bewitched. So Chris, if you end up watching this because I've tagged you, I just want to say I love your videos. They're just a delight. They're so much fun. So yeah, if you haven't heard of Chris Crossstitch, definitely check him out. I've tagged him below. Fantastic. Like as soon as he posted a video on Halloween, and as soon as I saw it go up, I was like, boop, we're watching that right now. Yeah, just a delight. I really, like, there's really no other word for it. He's a lot of fun to watch. And like I said, absolutely lovely projects. Yeah, that's about it for watching. Let's talk about what I'm playing. What have I been playing? I've been playing a few games, but the game that has dominated my October is a game called Phasmophobia, and I have been having so much fun with this game. Me and the girls at work have been playing it in our off hours, and it is so ridiculous. It's a ghost hunting game. You have a bunch of tools that you use to try and identify the ghost. There are like 20 types of ghosts that can be haunting any given house. You gotta find the room the ghost is haunting and like narrow them down by like what tools are working and which ones are and what they're telling you and all that kind of thing. So once you get good at the game, you start to feel really clever. We felt like total idiots for the first little while, but you know what? It was still fun. The game has this really interesting mechanic where your voice chat, the volume changes if you're further away from them. So if I'm in like 2 rooms down, you can hear my voice, but it's super muffled like this, like as if you're hearing me through a wall. So that is super cool. The ghosts are never happy to see you. They want to kill you. They don't want to be discovered or found out. And if you're killed by a ghost, which is quite terrifying, once you're dead, you can haunt the world with the ghost. So you can spy on the ghost, see what he's doing. You can watch your friends. You can pick up shoes and throw them at them. You can't communicate with them, but if another one of your group dies, you can talk to the other ghost person. Anyway, I'm really just rambling at this point, but this game is so much fun. It's so much fun. I've been having a blast. I think I'm playing it again tonight as well once I'm done filming this. Phasmophobia. Highly suggest it. If you, I don't think it would be as fun playing this alone. Like, a lot of the fun comes in with the interplay between people. The like super janky animations of the characters is really funny to see. And it's just like a really good game to play with your friends. So I have been loving it. And I feel like this is a game I could play year round. But then again, I'm someone who watches like horror movies year round, so it doesn't really feel like it's a huge stretch, you know? Okay. And that's the show, folks. That's it. I think this is like my shortest video of all time. Good for me. It is now pitch black outside. You know, as I mentioned, the light levels slowly dropped throughout this little presentation of mine. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. I hope you were able to get some stitches in on your projects while you were watching. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely November, and I'll be seeing you in a couple weeks. Okay, bye now.